holidays, everybody. Real quick before we start, I have a challenge for you, YouTube. If you can get this channel to 100 subs before January 30th, I'll go off-season and do a Let's Play of the Silent Hill 2 remake. Okay, that's it. Back to the video. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Aloha and welcome back, buddies. I am Sammy, Grayson, and it is time for more Dawntrail. We've made it to Yasulanni, although, as you can see, Zoralja and his crew have made some modifications. The Land of Levin. It doesn't make sense. That tower, was it always there? No, definitely not. Nor the wall over there. The material's not something we use in Taral. Closer to what we saw at the gate of the Golden City, those mechanical soldiers. Such a massive structure couldn't possibly have been built in so short a time. Then I'm inclined to assume we've been transported to another location. Perhaps. Well, speculation will avail us not. We need to learn more before we can draw conclusions. Let's take a look around then. What in the fuck? That is not an axe beak. What the fuck? Looks nothing like an axe beak. Its beak isn't even an axe. Or even vaguely axe shaped. He's got a pickle for a face. Looks like a train station, doesn't it? That must be Yasulanni Station, where the passengers disembarked. Then perhaps we'll find someone there, someone to talk to there. Let's go investigate. Person in front of me, you got a nice, I'm assuming that's white mage staff. It looks cool. Good on you. Actually, I think that's one of the DSR ones. Fucking kudos, pal. Alright. I feel like it would have been easier to just ride along the tracks. Now, before I talk to Wuklanat, there we go. I'm pretty sure this is Yasulanni Station. From the state of it, I would swear it was abandoned years ago. I'm not sure what to make of this. Should look around a bit more. Maybe time's been sped up in here? Would explain a few things at least. Is this his home? It's falling into total disrepair. Almost as if it hasn't been used in decades. Would I be correct in assuming this is probably his home? The building is a rotting husk. It has clearly been many years since anyone lived here. Either that or the ether in the air is just fucking with everything. Find a train turntable. Thick layers of rust suggest it hasn't been used in years. Which is weird, all things considered. there's nothing. Rusty train tracks. I said train tacks. What you thinking, Alistair? Pretty tough for trains, isn't it? Ordinarily, yes. The tracks are heavily rusted. It seems they haven't been tended to for a long while. Is that? Hi. That's a person? Finished poking around, have you? Let's gather everyone then. I want you all to take a look at this. It's one of the mechanical soldiers. Long since broken, apparently. But I'd say its presence confirms that the season deeds are all just domain we're in. What about the rest of you? Did you learn anything? It looks like the place hasn't been used in forever. So all evidence suggests this is Yasulani Station. Aye, and I've no doubt we're in Yasulani. I don't understand why these buildings are so run down. They were completed barely a year ago. For new structures to deteriorate and enormous ones to appear in a flash. If I didn't know better, I'd say time flows differently here. Is such a thing even possible? Oh, very possible. We haven't encountered this phenomenon before, as it so happens. Though it may be difficult to believe, our world is but one of several. In some respects, they are similar to one another, but in others, wholly different. We call them reflections. Simply put, the rift between dimensions causes time to flow at a different pace in each world. While hours pass in one, years may have come and gone in another. But if this is Yasulani, then we should still be in the source. The flow of time should be synchronized. I'm not sure I followed all this talk of reflections and dimensions. But if Erindale says this is Yasulani, then it must be. Your village is a little further along, right? Okay, nice. Erinville! Oh, yes. It's a short distance to the northwest. Let's head there next then. Rather than talk theory, it's always better to confirm things firsthand. Okay, so he's not from here, he's from nearby. Oh, hi. May I be of assistance? It's still functioning? Well, it wasn't immediately hostile. Doesn't seem to be hostile, at least. Perhaps we can ask it some questions. Can you tell us where we are? Unable to confirm credentials. Please present citizen identification. Unable to confirm credentials. Confirm. It's broken after all. Yeah, it's actually storming outside. Perfect for this place. Too strange by half. Let's leave it be and get going. Those lightning rods. Would you accompany me for a moment? Something I wish to investigate. What you thinking, buddy? Look there. The lightning appears to be drawn to those pole-shaped structures over yonder. The design suggests there's some manner of lightning rod. Let's go and take a closer look. Like at this nearby one in particular? Material. This material seems to be the same one used as mechanical soldiers and warships. Closer inspection, it appears to bear fine etchings. Reminiscent of arcane runes, these. I suspect they're not merely decorative. I would posit it's used to harness lightning as a source of energy. Quite impressive technology. I'll share this observation with Yashola. Your blessing, the dome doesn't appear to interfere with link pearls. Thanks for accompanying me. Head to the village and find the others. So I imagine whichever shard these guys are from is one heavily leaning towards lightning aspect in ether. Although I was gonna say we believe there was a lightning-based calamity. But if that one was lightning-based on the source, then it would have been whatever the opposite is on whatever shard got rejoined at that time. So what are the odds? This is another shard that the Ascians were prepping for a calamity. That just happens to be leaning more towards lightning. What in the world? Village has certainly seen some better days.
My home. It's in ruins. But why? What happened here? And where is everyone?
I had a look in a few of the other houses, but they had clearly been abandoned.
Damn it all. None of this makes sense.
Excuse me? Are you looking for someone?
Oh, it's you! Hi. I want her outfit.
I apologize for giving you a fright. However, I did have reason to keep to the shadows. Sriracha
She almost looks like she'd be like a Honkai Star Rail character.
Sriracha?
Greetings, and welcome to the realm of Alexandria. I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
Queen of Reason.
Queen of Reason?
If you are the Queen of Reason, is there perhaps a...
Yes, if you mean to ask if there is a King of Resolve. Zorulja holds that title, and together do we reign.
It's probably his idea.
Then you're both behind the attack on Tulishola.
And I doubt you're here to offer us a warm reception.
No, you have it all wrong. I am not come to fight. Zorulja rules alongside me, but that is a matter of expedience. In truth, we are at odds, he and I. It is at
Probably should have led with
considerable
that.
risk to myself and my people that I come before you to beg your aid.
Our aid. I'll admit I cannot imagine King Zorolja is keen to share and share alike. But if what you say is true, you're still the queen.
Indeed. But I was once the sole ruler of Alexandria. Until one day, he appeared, bent on conquest. In my weakness, I feared his power. So I persuaded him to forego violence and strike a bargain. I would remain queen, and he would receive technology that would empower him to achieve even loftier ambitions, along with the knowledge to use it. A gamble, to be sure, but if it might spare my people...
Goes without saying, there's more to this story.
If I may, the dome surrounding these lands was erected but recently. How is it he was able to not only invade, but instate a new system of leadership in a mere matter of days?
Yeah, basically, how did everything happen so fucking fast?
I've never heard of your realm. And this place is, or at least was, Yasolani. The house I grew up in is still here. But 3 years ago, that tower and these strange contrivances weren't. Nor was our village in ruins. Where did you come from? And what happened to the people who lived here? You must know.
I realize how confusing this all must be. Truth be told, I don't fully understand it myself. What I can say is that one day, people from your Tuliolol suddenly appeared here in Alexandria. Or perhaps it was we who found ourselves in Tuliolol. Until but recently, we were completely unaware of events taking place beyond the barrier surrounding our realm.
Does this not remind you of the Crystal Tower? How after the 8th Umbral Calamity, we devised a means to transport the Spire across time and space from the source unto the First. Granted, this is on a much larger scale, if that is indeed what has happened. Not only the people and structures, but also the surrounding environment. Regardless, the people of Lakeland perceived the arrival of the Crystal Tower much as the Queen describes her own experience. Sudden and inexplicable.
Well then, you appear to have a better grasp of our circumstances than we do. Indeed, more than I dared hope. In which case, a closer examination of the effects of this phenomenon may afford us more insights. Allow me to take you to the outskirts. A number of the Shatona live there as well. Perhaps your acquaintances are among them.
Hold on. If we accept, there's no guarantee we're not walking into a trap.
Fair point.
But if we're to defeat Zorolja, we need to understand how he grew so strong. Besides...
They need to see if the people are okay.
You're right.
Queen Sphene, before we go, Your Majesty, I have to ask, did you really have nothing to do with the attack on Tulihiolal?
Noble Wook Lamart, shall we dispense with the formalities? Our I'll not deny the soldiers and airships that attacked your people are products of Alexandria. But it was Zeralja, not we, who fashioned them into weapons of war and laid siege to Tuliolol.
So he alone is to blame.
No, I may not have prosecuted this war, but I nevertheless bear responsibility for it.
Perhaps. I know next to nothing about you, let alone what you've been through. So by all means, show us around. I think we'll learn a lot from meeting more people.
A new round of that thing we've been
Wonderful.
doing all expansion.
If you would follow me.
Just on an interdimensional scale. Yeah, that is kind of weird. What the fuck are you doing out here?
Is that concern or suspicion?
Little of both.
If things should take a turn for the worse, might I call upon your aid? I jest, of course. But you do strike me as the most capable here.
I'm waiting for the plot twist that she actually is evil. Or she gets turned evil, one of the two. She is very pretty, though. I think it goes without saying, but we're not going to trust her just like that, right? Any way you look at it, a mysterious girl who appears out of nowhere proclaiming herself a queen is suspicious. Nah, you're right. It's absolutely sus as fuck. A royal book. Well, having established that we should be wary, we could use more information. So let's head to this place, the outskirts, and see what we can learn. Perhaps about Sphene as well. Am I gonna be running into everybody on the way? We just had the 97th dungeon, didn't we? Yeah. So it's gonna be... No, yeah, it's probably going to be a bit before the next dungeon. Or duty in general. Old head. Oh my god, signs of life. I trust you have similar farming facilities in Tyrol. They're completely different from ours. I have no idea what all those machines do. We settled on this approach after some trial and error. Tyrali have their own methods of farming, which they wanted to continue employing. But the environment makes it challenging. There's too much rain and not enough light. Thankfully, the use of electrope has allowed us to fortify the buildings here, as well as provide what nature cannot. What? Electrope. It's a material we use for myriad devices and applications. A topic for another time, perhaps. If you will follow me, we're nearly to the outskirts. Electrope, eh? I think it's a native of this land. Not Tyrol. That's a Tyrali person. Hi! Look at that fucking Minecraft tree up there.
Here we are. Though you'll doubtless find much of what you see in Alexandria strange, the traditional agriculture practiced in this village at least should be familiar.
What is with the old-ass Final Fantasy music whenever this girl's talking?
Queen's Fiend? What business brings her here, I wonder?
The Queen has come!
Noticing the things on their heads.
You look well, Paquine. And Katomie, I see you've already taken to your new position.
Any familiar
When she
faces in the
introduced
crowd?
herself as queen, I was expecting someone colder. Honestly, she reminds me of you, Namachi.
Me?
Friendly
It's
and personable?
only natural for a ruler to love her people. And I should like to know them as best I can, even the most trifling details.
The more you come to know them, the more you grow to love them. Who they are and what they've built.
That's it. Beautifully put.
And it would appear that she is well loved in turn.
So Zaraja's the black mark on all this.
Your Majesty, you honor us with your presence. And who are these fine people?
And who are these fine people?
Filiola's vow of resolve Wuklamart and her companions. They come from beyond the barrier, but you needn't worry. They are good people and are to be treated as my honored guests.
The rumors of a link to the outside are true, then. Wuklamart is still so young.
The fuck do you mean still so young?
Where are my manners? I am Popone, a leader of sorts of the people living out here.
Papone? That is a Tonawautanrig to it.
Right you are. I take it you hail from this region as well? Teshpiani, perhaps?
Yes, I do. I don't suppose you know a woman by the name of Kavkiwa?
Kiwa.
Kavkiwa. I'm afraid I'm not sure if I've ever met someone with that name.
Mother isn't here. But it's a relief to know at least some of the people of Yasulani are alive and well.
Your mother, you say? Now that you mention it, I do see the resemblance.
Oh, you know them. Cool.
You know my mother?
I do. Yes.
Then tell me, please, where is she?
I cannot say. Not here, but I promise I will in due time.
They took her soul and put it in a mechanical soldier. Didn't they?
I have a question, Pepone. Do you recall what happened the day the dome first appeared?
The barrier? Well, I remember fixing a shelf that had collapsed after a terrible earthquake. Then the ground began to tremble. There was a brilliant flash of light, and then... Forgive me, my recollection of it all is rather poor.
You needn't push yourself, Popone. After 30 years, no one could blame you for not remembering.
Thirty
30
years have
years?
passed.
As in 30 years in the past?
Absurd though it may sound, there is no doubt in my mind the events that led to the joining of our lands occurred 30 years ago.
Okay, we have a solid number now.
Which is not to say I understand why our perceptions of the intervening time are so radically different. We only just became aware of the discrepancy when Zoralja's military base was completed, and we were at last able to venture beyond the barrier.
So Dome appeared, and then 30 years passed
I
in the blink of an
believed
eye.
you long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
$30 Little wonder Zoralja assumed our father had already passed away.
It's not unlike how time passes differently in the First and the Source. The fluctuating space of the rift between them disrupting temporal equivalence. Perhaps the same holds true here, and time flowed faster within the dome. I cannot say for certain, but I strongly suspect that to be the case. And based on the Queen's account, this encampment may have come to serve as a physical bridge between the two planes, after which the dome was forced into the Source's temporal flow.
If we're to be certain of anything, we need more information. Sveen, would it be all right if we had a look around and spoke with the townspeople?
By all means.
Time to see what we can see of Alexandria, then.
And its people. I may yet find familiar faces among the survivors from Yasolani.
I'm pretty sure Namika's
Even if I don't
dead and
understand
gone.
half of it, I would learn more of this place before we confront Zoralja.
Perhaps you'd care to see how we make our living. Though we have always prided ourselves on the use of traditional Tonawatan farming methods, the use of electro-fueled technologies has led to countless agricultural innovations.
I would join you as well.
Ma'am, please, you needn't trouble yourself.
It's no trouble at all. And I promise not to cause any manner of distraction.
It surprises me most of they
Reassuring
haven't used any of
words,
this to fix up
or
the
they
place.
would be had I not heard them countless times before. Very well, but do be careful.
Of course. I shall proceed with the utmost care. Now then, if you two would follow me, we can begin the tour.
I can't say that I trust her yet, but I trust that her affection for these people is genuine. And that's enough for me.
Yeah, we're coming. What have we gotten ourselves into? Forecast terminal. Is there any point? static into fog. Oh, so this is only temporary. Cool. Just kind of assumed it was always like this. Electrope has done much to improve the efficiency of their farming, but hasn't replaced everything. The people wanted to preserve their old way of life, and we do not want to force ours upon them. You went through such lengths so that their cultures could coexist, and going so far as to learn our tongue. Sure, everyone appreciated that. Communication was thankfully not an issue, for the Torali tongue is surprisingly similar to Alexandrian. Of course, there are words and phrases for which there is no equivalent, but those can be taught with minimal effort. Through mutual respect, understanding, and patience, the Alexandrians and Torali have learned a great deal from one another. And I am sure there's much you wish to learn as well, so please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. Alright. Well, getting things off here. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you liked this video, leave a like and a comment. If you want to see more, hit subscribe and the bell, and I'll see you guys next time.